Hello everyone, we are from Group 3 and we will present about contingent value method. Okay, we will start the introduction of CVM. What is the concept of ecosystem services? Ecosystem services are the benefits people obtain from ecosystems such as clean air and water, food, fiber, and nutrition. These benefits can be categorized into four main types. First, provisioning services, for example like wood production, non-timber forest products such as honey, fruits, medical plants, fisheries, and aquaculture. For regulating services, watershed protection, air quality regulation, and microclimate regulation. For supporting services, nutrient cycling, soil formation. And for the last one is cultural services, for example like educational uses, recreational uses, and cultural uses. What is the concept of natural resources? Natural resources such as minerals, water, and forests are the materials and components that occur naturally in the environment. Using natural resources sustainably and efficiently is essential to ensure their availability for future generations. These resources can be classified into two broad categories. First is renewable resources such as wind and sun, and non-renewable resources such as fuel fossils. Okay, why is contingent value method, or we can call it CVM, is important? Because it is valuing ecosystem services and natural resources can help us to recognize their importance and implement sustainable management practices to conserve and protect them for future generations. And also, appreciating these services can also help decision makers to understand better the trades-off and benefits of different land use and also the development scenarios. And it is leading to more informed and sustainable. Okay, we will go to the definition of contingent value method. What is CVM? Okay, the contingent valuation method, or CVM, is used to estimate economic values for all kinds of ecosystems and environmental services, and it also can be used to estimate both use and non-use values, and it is the most widely used method for estimating non-use values. The CVM methods involves directly asking people in a survey how much they would be willing to pay for specific environmental services. In some cases, people are asked for the compensation that they would like be willing to accept to give up specific environmental services. Okay, why it is called contingent valuation? It is because people are asked to state their willingness to pay contingent on a specific hypothetical scenario and also the description of environmental service. Now, let us move to the examples of the application of the CVM. Case 1, air quality improvement estimation and assessment using CVM, a case study in Beijing. Since the air quality in Beijing is getting worse due to rapid economic development, this case study is to estimate and assess residents' willingness to pay for improved air quality in the urban areas of Beijing by using the CVM. The study was conducted in two stages. A baseline survey was conducted to obtain information about respondents. Then a follow-up survey was conducted to elicit their WTP for air quality improvement, which present a hypothetical scenario. Finally, the results show the mean of WTP for a 50% reduction in air pollutant concentration is 143 CNY per household per year. The study also shows that household income, education level, household population, and also age have a significant influence on WTP. Next, case 2. Estimating willingness to pay for wetland conservation, a contingent valuation study of Paya Indah Wetland, Selangor, Malaysia. The wetlands in Malaysia, which cover approximately 10% of the total land area, are facing ecological degradation. However, there are limited information on the economic value of these wetlands. The objective of this paper is to estimate the WTP of visitors to Paya Indah Wetlands, a wetlands-based tourism park in Selangor, and determine the economic value of the wetland. How the CVM was used in the study? CVM was used to estimate the visitors' willingness to pay. Face-to-face interviews were conducted, and the interviews included the visitors' demographics, their past visits to the park, and their WTP for the conservation of the wetland. The dichotomous choice format was used in the survey, which presents respondents with a binary choice between paying a hypothetical fee for conservation or not paying anything at all. The result shows the visitors were willing to pay an entrance fee of Rm 7 ringgit and 12 cents per person. The result suggests that the management could impose an entrance fee to obtain additional conservation funding and reduce financial constraints, as well as control the number of visitors. Case 3. Willingness to pay for protecting natural environments in Pulau Redang Marine Park, Malaysia. Malaysia faces challenges in effectively achieving the goals of protecting, conserving, and managing the marine environment while promoting public understanding, appreciation, and enjoyment of Malaysia's natural heritage. The researchers aim to assess the willingness of visitors and local communities to pay for protecting the marine environment. They surveyed 400 tourists using the contingent valuation method and found they would pay an average of Rm 33 ringgit per person daily for a hypothetical conservation program. The estimated total economic value of the marine park was 22 million ringgit per year. Finally, the result of this study provides valuable information for policymakers and conservation organizations, emphasizing the importance of protecting natural environments and individuals' value on conservation efforts. Case 4. The study willingness to pay in Taman Negara, contingent valuation method. CVM aimed to understand the socio-demographic characteristics, visit patterns, and paying behavior of visitors to Taman Negara National Park. The findings revealed that visitors are willing to pay higher entrance fees. The study used a survey with dichotomous choice question and the contingent valuation method. Visitors expressed a willingness to pay an average of RM25 per person per day for a hypothetical conservation program. The results show the important implications of policymakers and conservation organizations, helping them design effective and economically sustainable conservation programs for Taman Negara National Park, while considering visitors' economic value on park conservation. Case 5. The Contingent Valuation Study of Marine Parks Ecotourism, the case of Pulau Paya in Malaysia. There was increasing coral reef damage in marine parks and lack of awareness among visitors on marine beauty resources, and it needs to be repaired by needing funds. The objective of this case are to estimate the value of ecotourism resources by using environmental economic tools, which focuses on WTP. The survey used a series of dichotomous choice questions to determine visitors' willingness to pay for conservation, and the researchers analyzed the survey response using the contingent valuation method. For the result, the visitors are willing to pay about RM7.26 to RM7.95, resulting in total benefits of between RM6.2 million and RM7 million using a social discount rate of 3%. Case C. Willingness to pay for an entrance fee, the case of Mardi Agro Technology Park, Langkawi. The problem of case 6 because there is a lack of facilities there and it needs improvement to guarantee tourist satisfaction. And the objective of case 6 is to identify the entrance fee for Mardi Agro Park, Langkawi, which using the contingent valuation method. CVM method was used by conducted a survey and asked them how much they would be willing to pay for entrance fee, visits to the agro park, and also came to protect the park's natural environment. From 115, respondents says yes for willing to pay about plan to build a health and spa centers. 59 respondents agree are foreign respondents compare 56 respondents among the local respondents. Case 7, willingness to pay for conservation of mangrove forests in Kuala Perlis, Malaysia. This study mentions the firefly loss of their habitat caused by human activities at Kuala Selangor, and they are going to determine the factor affecting willingness to pay for the firefly using CVM. They conducted face-to-face interviews with 400 respondents by asking them a series of questions and presenting a hypothetical scenario. The result shows the case study is mean of WTP for firefly conservation is RM18.91 per month, and respondent who was younger, had a higher education level, higher incomes, and more experience in watching with firefly will willing to pay more. Case 8. Determination of factor in willingness to pay for firefly conservation in Kuala Selangor, Malaysia using contingent valuation method. The mangrove forest is often overlooked in policy making and ecosystem services. Monetary values are not available in the market. The objective of this study is to estimate the economic value of the mangrove forest and to identify the factor affecting WTP for its conservation. They conducted this study by designing a survey instrument that includes demographic characteristics, income, previous experience, and hypothetical scenarios for the conservation of the mangrove forest. The result of this study found that the mean of the conservation is RM70.54 per month, and this result can guard the development of target conservation. Case 9. Application of contingent valuation method CVM in determining demand for improved rainwater in coastal savanna region of Ghana, West Africa. The objective of the study is to determine how much Ghanaian households within the coastal savanna areas will be willing to pay for improved rainwater, as well as establish the possible factors affecting their WTP. 309 respondents were questioned during face-to-face interviews for the CVM survey. The questionnaire is easy and straightforward. The dichotomous choice CV surveys and repetitive bidding game formats have higher priority than the open-ended format. For the result, 78% of respondents are willing to harvest rainwater, 99% prefer modern rainwater techniques which filters. Case 10. Contingent valuation method. Case examples from Czech Republic. The objective of Case 10 is to determine appropriate methods and techniques for valuing forest services in the Czech Republic based on the aims of valuation, the relationship of forest services to the market, and the availability to input data. The CVM survey was conducted through face-to-face interviews with 1,060 respondents who were asked questions about natural resources problems in Czech Republic and WTP to preserve it. For the result, there are 1,060 respondents, but only a minority who are agreed to pay for the forest visit and main NWFP collection. Those who are agreed to pay for NWFP collection are all under 13%. So we will go to strength of CVM. One of the strengths of CVM provides a measure of economic value, which can value non-market goods and services. It can help policymakers and managers make informed decisions about their management. Next, it can accurately estimate the complete value of ecosystem service, and it also can fully value ecosystem services by accounting for both use and non-use values. Being flexible is also the strength of CVM, which it can be used in various contexts. Okay, next for the limitation of CVM. Some of the limitations of CVM is the potential for bias, especially in responses. For example, social desirability bias or strategic bias. The second one is the limited scope of content and question asked in the survey, which does not capture all the aspects of the value of an ecosystem service. Lastly, external validity. Sample size may be small or the sample may not be representative of the broader population.